Welcome to the 3 for 3 podcast, the only scorekeeping pod that wants all the smoke. We're talking Grizzlies, Lakers, Shannon Sharpe. We'll take all the smoke. Little kids, big kids, other kids, adults, stay at home. We don't want that smoke.
All the kids. No, wait a minute. None of those kids.
Wait a minute. No, don't matter who. First off, unfortunately, Alex Podfather Gullett is dealing with some family issues right now, so he's in our thoughts and prayers. We are joined, special guest, Albert Einstein.
I mean, when you could call in a guy like this.
That's a good relief pitcher right there.
Just saying. I want to know who guest appearances that other people have, and we have.
So we got Einstein.
Yeah,
Take that. E equals 3 for 3 is what it is. I'm your scorekeeper, moderator, normally the voice of reason.
Yes.
Today, not so much, maybe. Paul Nelson. I'm joined by Frank, Coach LaFada.
That's right. That's correct. It's a real thing.
It is. It's a real thing. It's been a real thing for a while.
It's a two-sport coach now.
It is. It is. You're like the Deion Sanders of coaching.
I mean, you're a two-sport coach, too.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just a moderator. I'm just here so we don't get fined. Today we're going to be talking about the NFL, a little bit of reactions from yesterday's games. We are taping on a Sunday morning. So, we watched a couple of the games. We got a couple games today we'll talk about. We will have our power rankings. Bum, bum, bum.
It's a thing.
And some NBA news.
Yes.
Speaking of smoke. But first, we start every time. Frank, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Been a long week. A lot of coaching, a lot of being a dad of a player on the field, on the court. It's been 2 games this week.
It's got to be different, right?
I think Lane had 4 practices he's in another league. Luke has a league now, which I'm the coach of, and 5 to 8-year-olds are a hard group to teach.
Yeah, little like herding cats.
A little bit, but it's I believe it's rewarding, but I also like coaching young kids. So that's just me too.
That's your personality, Coach.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little NFL. So yesterday's games. That's wild. A wild Kansas City Jacksonville game. Again, this was supposed to be a mentor mentee, master and apprentice. You have Andy Reid going against Doug Peterson. You have the GOAT, the current GOAT. I don't know. I mean, the current GOAT in the playoffs. Tom sitting at home. Take that, Tommy B. Gotcha. Get out of here. Patrick Mahomes versus Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence never lost on a Saturday. Well, until yesterday. But yeah, it was a wild game. I don't think the score was indicative of the final score. I don't think it was that close. I mean, I know it was 27-20. It just never felt.
We were discussing it, and I think it was a good. If they would have scored that touchdown, it wouldn't have had the fumble. It'll put it at 3 points, and I know Kansas City would get the ball back, but I felt like that would have been momentum.
Yeah,
and that previous 5-6 weeks, that's what Jacksonville was thriving off of, and it was like that was the one time they had to play mistake-free football for like 6 weeks in a row.
Yes.
That's generally how you win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, when you have to start at like week 14, that's not how you win the football.
They were extremely hot.
Yeah.
The heat just wore off in snowy, wet Kansas City.
Did the heat wear off, or were Kansas City just them dudes and they just showed up because they are them dudes?
I don't know. So the plays that I had that I was like marking down because I was doing my tales from the recliner, doing my recliner analyst thing. So I was like, man, all right. So
welcome to the next podcast, Tales from the Recliner.
Recliner analyst, Paul Nelson here. So the Christian Kirk bomb that he dropped.
Yeah,
that was a big event. Patrick Mahomes going down with an ankle.
Was it dirty?
No, I don't. You think it was dirty?
It was close, man. The NFL players are. I know everything. Oh, real speed, real time. I get it, but real speed, real time. They're still real grimy, and it could have been a coin flip. I mean, they're going to say whatever, but I mean, he dropped down with a knee correctly on the right spot of an ankle. Was it a freak accident? Maybe. Would I have tried to take Patrick Mahomes off if I was Jacksonville? Yes.
Yeah. Well, oddly enough, Chad Henne comes in.
Touched 98 yards.
Chad Henne comes in. Great value, Brock Purdy.
I don't know if that. I think they actually the game might have been. I don't know. It might have been more of a beatdown. I mean, it wasn't a beatdown. The Kansas City would have won more handedly, I think, and he might have just played the rest of the game. I don't know.
You know what's wild is that in 20, 30 years, people are going to be sitting around Kansas City fans trivia going, who has the longest postseason drive in Chiefs history? And people are going to be like Patrick Mahomes. Maybe it's Joe Montana. Maybe it's Uncle Rico.
Trent Green.
and no, they're going to be like, no, it's actually Chad Henne.
Chad Henne. So, how many did he play? I think he went 3 drives in the whole Kansas City career.
Chad Henne. Everybody talks about Tom Brady being old. Chad Henne, come on now.
Yeah.
37-year-old Chad Henne.
Shout out to the, 30 or 40 millionaire type of guy. Just plays 5 games in his career.
You can't have a tattoo of a panther on your arm and not sling the ball, That's the Agnew fumble.
That was the critical one.
I think we were talking that was like the turning point where you're like, man, Jacksonville's got a shot. They got it. Oh, no.
Even the announcers were like, well, that Jacksonville would have went down by 3 if they'd have scored that touchdown, and now we're here.
Yeah.
10 minutes left, and on Patrick Mahomes' team, nope, it's over. Or not 10 minutes, 5 minutes left with 10-point lead.
It was just not good. Not good at all. And I understand, like, everybody who was like, oh, it's not a fumble. He a 1-2 step. They made it clear. It was 1-2 steps, football move.
Yeah. And they went to commercial. I mean, they had time to look at it. It was a whole thing.
Trevor Lawrence has, last week was a tale of 2 halves. I mean, 4 touchdowns in the second half, 4 interceptions in the first. Like, it was rough. This week, he played more solid. He had one, I think, major glaring mistake. He was pressured, and the Chiefs, that pressure up front it's a real thing. Chris Jones is a difference maker. Frank Clark is a difference maker. Your namesake, Frank. I think you named him, right? I think he was named after you.
The second biggest Bills fans I know that's not related to me. His name's Chris Jones, and he gets terrorized by Chris Jones.
Chris Jones, not brother Mike Jones.
No, not his brother. It might be. I don't know.
Who knows? But he was under pressure, threw off his back foot, intercepted, and what an interception it was! That was a one-handed interception. He was looking for Zay Jones to throw it up. My biggest takeaway from that game was the Chiefs, unlike in years past, they don't look unbeatable. This team looks beatable.
Well, I mean, I think they look beatable because the quarterback had one leg. If he didn't have one, I think the game might have been. It might have been the version of what we saw last night.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think I think that they chose to, and we've talked about this before on the pod. They chose to invest in the offensive line versus paying Tyreek Hill, right? And I mean, Mahomes still got rolled up a little bit, and the weapons they have are Travis Kelce, who he's that dude.
But they can fix that this offseason. It's nothing they can't fix.
They should be able to fix that in the bye week. I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster isn't a bum.
I know. I think they tried with the pieces they had. They tried to fix it. They just didn't. It just didn't happen.
Darius Toney isn't a bum. I mean, he
made good plays
at the end when they got the ball back and it was, hey, all right, they scored the field goal. We got the onside. I think Toney got the onside recovery.
Yeah, he did.
And then they slung it out. It was like a bubble screen to him. Just got 4 yards, first down. See you later.
Yeah,
that was a wrap. So Chiefs will take on either the Bills in Atlanta or they'll be at home taking on the Bengals. We'll talk about that in a minute. We'll see where Frank has them in his power rankings. Who knows? Maybe they might be one. The other game, man, talk about close games. Well, we're not going to because that was rough.
No, it was close. It was close. The coin flip was very. It was fun to watch.
It was.
So it's like, wow, this could be, we're even. I don't know what's going to happen. And it was like, I don't even know if it was heads or tails. I just remember it being riveting and the only riveting moment of the game.
The Eagles win the toss. They choose to win the game. All right, go home, everybody.
They would have saved people later. Maybe some frostbite in Philly. Like, it was some things.
It was, I mean, what a bad game. And it's hard. Listen, it's a rivalry game. It's, Philly Jersey. It's tough. It's
true or false. The Giants come out winners because they realize Danny Dimes is not Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic, another great nickname. Football Reference. Gotta love the nicknames.
Had to drop it in there.
Gotta love the nicknames.
So are they winners because they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't give this guy $30 million for 8 years?
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think this helps them reevaluate. I still think he's coming back. I think it's going to be, hey, due to that one playoff win and beating the false Vikings, the Vikings complete frauds. I mean, there's not a more fraudulent team than the Vikings. Best offense, great, awesome. Yeah, the offense is great. Defense is Swiss cheese. I mean, do they think they're playing flag football out there or something?
Yeah.
And
how much can you blame Daniel Jones when he has who did he throw it to?
Yeah.
What's his name?
I just love how
they only traded anybody that he had.
The storyline going in was like, hey, Isaiah Hodgins, man, what a great wide receiver he is. And I go, let's see, the Bills picked him, I think, in the 5th or 6th round, and he's a practice squad guy. He was a practice. He's great. He came in there because Dable was like, hey man, we could use somebody.
Yeah, I was not meaning to jump back to the previous game. Evan Ingram was actually special. He's actually looking pretty decent. So,
well,
didn't mean to whatever.
No,
but
that's
at the same
good.
time,
You know what? It ties in because who did he play for? The Giants.
There you go. And what did they let him go for?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
A whole lot of nothing.
And he's looking really. I mean, he looks like a top 10 tight end in the league right now. In fact, he might be rising to top 5 the way he's been going. He's been consistently proving. But maybe he has a quarterback now and didn't have one then. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Do the Giants give him, as the Podfather would say, Geno Smith money, and give him $30-something million a year, which we absolutely vehemently disagree on? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do keep him. Maybe they don't.
I almost think they have to. I think Dabble showed he covers a lot of warts. He can scheme a little Shanahan-like. A little, I don't think Zach Taylor's a great coach for the Bengals, but that's just me shooting shots before the game today, I guess. Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, I mean, listen, he struggled late in the season, and everybody can say, "Oh, he was hurt, he was injured, his shoulder." I mean, we've been disagreeing on Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's that guy. You think he would have been a top couple player in the league. I think you said it last episode.
Yeah, he was the leading MVP candidate till he got hurt. I'm not saying that's not an opinion. That's a fact. They had him as the leading MVP candidate. It's not like I didn't come up with this information. I'm just following the rules here.
He's not. He would have been an MVP based on story. But we talked about that last.
And rushing yards and rushing touchdowns and everything else. And honestly, that's what was the difference in the game last night.
He doesn't have a terrible amount of rushing yards. It's not. He's got a lot of rushing touchdowns.
For quarterback, he's top 3.
He's no Josh Allen.
No, but I'm not saying
quarterback. He's top 3. He's no Daniel Jones.
Well, he's better than Vanilla Vic. But when we're talking about, again, I deal with quarterbacks in different realms. I think I really honestly think Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Okay. I honestly think Josh Allen is the best player in the NFL. I think there's 2 different realms.
Yeah.
And I think that Jalen Hurts is behind, and I'm not saying he's really that close, but he's behind Allen, and I don't think he belongs in the Patrick Mahomes category.
So you have him kind of in the same. I mean, you and I are the same. If the Podfather was here, he'd be arguing Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, man.
Joe Burrow. Tiger King, bro.
Joe Burrow.
Tiger bro. Hey, Tiger King, bro.
Carol Baskin's ex-husband is alive.
He is.
He's in Costa Rica.
She didn't kill him.
Google it.
Take that, Joe.
Google it.
Joe Exotic.
Unbelievable. I'm not picking fights with that guy.
I would. What do I care?
I mean, he's crazy.
I don't. Come on.
He's also in jail.
He's going to be there for a while. Yeah, so you have Jalen Hurts kind of in that Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert category. Do you think he's elevated to that yet? Is he in the same category with them and Trevor Lawrence? You think he's above them?
Again, now this is where it's going to be different. This is where I have them as the best. Those are quarterbacks.
Right.
For what they do, he's an NFL player. So he's a scheme quarterback.
Right.
But he fits the scheme well. He's probably one of the he's one of the best running quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yes.
Josh Allen's runs are different. Josh Allen's runs are scheduled. They're violent.
He's a big
guy.
Yeah.
His runs are athletic.
Okay.
They're built for speed. They're like the touchdown he scored when he went to the outside.
Yeah,
It wasn't even close.
Nobody was near him.
And it was a perfect play. It was why he's special. It's not, and I'm not calling him. He'll never be confused with Tom Brady. He'll never be confused with Peyton Manning. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for what he is, he's great at that. And until somebody figures how to stop that, I mean, you have to have almost two players, or you have to have the fastest player on the field spy him.
Yeah.
Because if they get caught any which way and he runs the other way, it's a first down, and he's not even sweating afterwards.
He's got a little young Steve Young. Like Steve Young would
But faster.
kind of make people look stupid, with athleticism. And
It's like last night they won by 30-something points against a team that beat a good. They were a good Minnesota Vikings team, whatever you call them.
okay,
And they beat him.
No, let's do this. The Minnesota Vikings were terrible. They were frauds. Okay,
13-3.
They were 13-3 frauds. Okay, you talk
It was
about
a good game.
the stars aligning, everything working out for the Vikings during their season. I mean, you cannot talk and I'm not just bitter about the Buffalo win, but I am bitter about the Buffalo win because a fumble goes their way. I think 8 comeback victories, come from behind victories, fourth quarter victories. It's nuts. This is a team that lucked out, and you know what? They weren't that good.
Could you say the same thing about Jacksonville?
Yes, and I don't think.
But I feel Jacksonville's more real than they are. Next year they can be legit top 5 draft pick, and I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Well, I would trust Jacksonville more next year than I would Minnesota.
Me too.
Minnesota.
I agree.
I just think Minnesota. It turned into look. Jay Jettas is having a great year, and he had an amazing year.
Go down in history.
It's Dalvin Cook surprisingly was healthy most of the season.
Hasn't happened since I played fantasy football.
No, that's Madison.
That's a long time.
Madison, hey, I'm stashing Madison. And everybody knows if you play fantasy football, you stash Madison.
That's what you do.
So I just think Minnesota talked a big game, wore chains after their wins. Listen, if you're going to have that same energy when you're winning, go ahead and have that same energy when you're losing. You got to go ahead and take that. All the Minnesota fans coming out of the woodwork. Oh, this is the best Minnesota team since Dante Culpepper, Randy Moss, Chris Carter. Shut up. All right, go home.
They might have been.
No,
because they didn't win either.
True.
I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, what do they do?
I just hate it when the Minnesota fans, especially, puff out their chest. And I get you have like nothing else going for you. I mean, the Twins suck. The Twins have always sucked. Minnesota T-Wolves, great. I mean, maybe
they
Rudy
did a
Gobert
baseball
can
movie.
play.
That was about the highlight of their life.
Was it Rookie? No, it was Little Big League.
Little Big League.
Little Big League.
Yeah.
I don't know. They have nothing more going for them. I guess they're just waiting for college hockey.
Torrey Hunter.
Yeah, he was good.
The commercial with was it well played Mauer? Well played Mauer.
Well played Mauer.
That was probably the best thing that's happened in Minnesota.
Talk to my MVP award.
Yeah.
Well played.
Well played.
MLB The Show.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to talk about is Jalen Hurts. We were on the text thread yesterday.
Yep.
And game manager got used. The word game manager. I think it's a derogatory term. It seems to be game manager because it's like, hey, you have no. So I'd like to throw out some other ones. Okay. So Brett Favre was the gunslinger,
like
right?
sandwich artist.
Yes. I am a sandwich artist. I'm not. I'm not a. No, I don't just make sandwiches.
I don't make subs at Subway.
No, I'm a sandwich artist. How about anti-gunslinger?
Anti-gunslinger? I don't hate it.
I think the one I like better, shield bearer. He's a shield bearer, He's going to go out there. Shield bearer from like Vikings and stuff like that. You go out there. You're on the front. Listen, your job isn't to go stab people and kill everybody. Your job is to protect your team. Your job is to go out there and, hey, I got you guys. We're not going to mess this up.
Is he a no-nonsense quarterback?
He might be a no-nonsense quarterback.
Brett Favre had some nonsense, but that's what made him special.
See, but I think that's what hurts. Like, okay, Josh Allen, my dude, he's a gunslinger.
Yeah.
He is. I'm gonna fumble the ball. I'm gonna carry the ball like it's a loaf of bread. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but it might go out. Listen, I'm gonna throw deep.
Patrick Mahomes is the same type of crazy.
Absolutely,
just different stuff that he does.
Absolutely. So is Jalen? I think Jalen Hurts in the perfect world. You're going. don't lose the game for us.
He's a game managing quarterback.
He's a holster quarterback, not a gunslinger.
With elite running back speed.
Yes. Okay. He's
a great. Let's give
Justin
it to him.
Fields with better
He's
PR.
He's a really good game managing quarterback, though. I'm not going to say he's bad at all. He's a really good game managing quarterback. I believe that is a very accurate term. Now that I think about it, maybe that's the best way to describe him. He is a quarterback that, in the right system, with the right pieces, he throws passes where his quarterback, where his wide receivers can make plays.
Yes.
And then when they make plays, he looks great. But he's also a quarterback that can just put the ball down and run just about as good as anybody in the NFL.
And he's got the perfect team for that with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. I mean, that offensive line. Lane Johnson playing with a torn groin. If I tear my groin, we're sitting in the recliner. We're not doing much of anything.
I saw on Twitter, I saw a video. Did Justin Jefferson play with Jamar Chase at LSU?
He did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Joe Burrow that good, or did he just have? Wow.
No, I mean, I think it's a little bit of both. I think Joe Burrow is. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. Talk about
that is insane.
Listen, there's a reason they went undefeated and won the championship. Go Tigers!
I know, for
Go
real.
Tigers.
And like we had a previous podcast. Check it out. We talked about best ever, and is that one of them?
Oh, wide receiver duos.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you're talking about all time,
yeah,
I think those two
best college teams ever too.
And they had they had Randy Moss's son at tight end.
Yeah.
I mean that's
wow.
It's good stuff. Speaking of Tigers, let's talk about the Tiger King himself, Joe Burrow, playing today. Bengals Bills. This is the game that never was. This is the game that was canceled. This time it's in Buffalo. Sorry, Cincy fans. Too bad. Listen, it happens. Don't blame us. Blame the NFL. It's going to be an emotional game. I mean, especially because this is the team. This is the game where DeMar went down, and it's my guess is he's going to be at the game, probably in a box, waving to fans, doing stuff. They'll probably announce it right before the game.
Box seats.
You're right there. Can Josh Allen fix his mistakes? I mean, it's getting a little Superman ball with him, but I don't. Early in the season when Josh looked his best, I don't think he is. No,
there's something going on there.
They seem to have resolved some chemistry issues. I think early in the season, Josh was passing it to everybody. He was finding Diggs constantly. He was finding Davis. He was finding Isaiah McKenzie was hurt last week. We didn't see him. He is a important piece of the offense.
Yeah, he's like that. He's shout out to the 2000 man. He's a Zaire Hakeem. Like he's just a guy who makes a difference.
Yeah,
that makes Holton Bruce's life easier. He makes Davis and Diggs' life.
He's the
easier.
water bug. You can't catch him. He's the one who's running end arounds. He's the one doing.
He's the one who gives you the headache.
Yes, he's the one you have to scheme for when you go. Okay, we got to double up Diggs. All right, make sure Davis doesn't beat you one-on-one on the outside because, like the Podfather was saying, playoff Davis is a thing.
It's coming.
He's a thing. So we'll see. What I find interesting about this matchup, okay, stick with me here. Cincinnati, before the season started, they saw in the Super Bowl, hey, you know what our biggest offseason need is? It's fix the offensive line. Okay? Fix it. And they did for most of the season. And then the injury bug bit. And now it's, hey, guys, all right, our offensive line sucks. Buffalo, their biggest thing in the offseason was, you know what?
We need a pass rush.
We need a pass rush. Let's get Von Miller in here. We got him in here, signed, injured. So you have these two teams who fixed their problems in the last offseason, and now we're at the end of the season. And yeah, they're back to.
It's a whole thing. This game is giving me anxiety. I really don't know how to look at it, view it. I want to say, Cincinnati was going to win the last game. They scored a touchdown, and before DeMar got it, you don't know. Right. It takes one play to stop that drive.
That's right.
They were driving the second drive. I don't believe in any way, shape, or form they were going to win. I mean, I really didn't believe they were going to win the game anyway. I believe Josh Allen was going to do Josh Allen things, and I'm not talking about the turnover things. But at the end of the day, this game, I think it's really just going to come down to and it's not who wants it more. I'm trying to. I'm gone. It's been a long time since I said that. We're getting that out of my vocabulary because you're right.
It's not
As grown NFL players,
they're not waking up saying, "You know what?
I just don't want to win today.
Just don't want it today."
I'm just not going to do that,
Coach. It's
you're not
okay
out there competing and going. You know what? It's okay. That guy wants it more. I'm going to let him do it.
Yep.
It's not. There's not. There are professionals. They want this more than anything. They have contracts and everything riding on it.
Legacy.
But what I think that this is going to come down to is Josh Allen in the red zone.
Yes.
Can he be Superman inside the 20, not outside the 20? And that's going to be it.
Yeah, I think it comes down to,
because right now he's looking like Superman, and everybody else has kryptonite in the red zone.
Yeah, it's like it used to be. The last 2 years it was, hey, Josh, we need you to do Superman things 5-6 times a game. We just, on a 4th and 2, we need you to figure out how to get it. Stretch your arm, go gadget arm. Not a Tyler Huntley stretch, but like a real one. We need you to do stuff like that. Now it feels like Josh goes out there and he's like, every play I have to do Superman stuff. And that's not, when he looked so good beginning of the season before he tore his elbow, it was, I'm getting the ball to Diggs, I'm getting the ball to Davis, I'm getting the ball to McKenzie. We're going to run the ball well. I'm gonna check down to the backs. We're just gonna do. I'm gonna throw the ball to Fort Knox over there, streaming down the sideline.
He might have fell in love with the big play and gets frustrated when he can't. It seems like that. It seems like he fell in love with early in the season the big play. They've gone away from that. We're gonna manage this game and just methodically rip you apart.
Yes.
And we fell in love with the big plays, and we get frustrated when we can't get them.
And I think the Bills crowd is going to be a big factor. I mean, they messed up. Skylar Thompson last week looked. I mean, there were several penalties, delay a game. They had to burn 2 or 3 timeouts within a minute of each other.
Did Cincinnati win? Oh, excuse me. Did Cincinnati play the competition, or did Cincinnati feel the rivalry last week, or are they? Because honestly, they didn't look that great.
No, I think Baltimore used the weakness of the offensive line and made Burrow feel them. He was rushed. Burrow has talked about it on the Pat McAfee show. I think he said I take sacks. Who cares? I don't care if I take sacks as long as I'm not turning over the ball. Whatever, we'll punt. We'll get the ball back. And Baltimore was like, okay, we see you. I'll take sacks and we'll raise you, beating the mess out of you. We are going to go ahead and send the house at you.
I want to love Baltimore. I do.
I feel bad. You know what they did, though? They finally did it, buddy.
What'd they do?
Greg Roman.
They finally lost.
Maybe you come join the 3 for 3. Maybe we'll make it a 4 for 4.
You know what? I was planning to have like confetti, and then with the Podfather out, I was literally planning to get a confetti thing and pop it, and we are going to do a whole thing, and plans changed.
Listen, look, Greg Roman, take that. Don't make us mad.
Seriously, thank you for leaving.
Don't make us lose fantasy football.
You can go to college. No, actually, you can go somewhere else in the NFL. I'll just know now.
Just go somewhere there's not a good tight
You
end.
learned me a lesson. Thank you.
So, the other game tonight, Cowboys, San Fran.
That's a game. Every stat that I've read has the Cowboys. They're the best offensive team since Dak came back.
Yeah.
They're the best defensive team since Dak came back.
Yep.
They have more. I'm not saying it. I'm just reading stuff. They have more dynamic
stuff.
Receiving
Frank
core.
Coach LaFada.
They have a better running game overall. They have a better quarterback. That's probably not going to be disputed. Their defense is supposed to be better. The coaching has won a Super Bowl. The other one hasn't.
True.
They have the star, which is not a rating. I heard it's an actual logo.
Star's a logo. You thought it was Star Search, huh? They got one star.
Apparently, they actually play well on grass. Everything that I've read says the Cowboys should win. And if anybody's watched any podcast, which tells me I'm taking the 49ers.
Taking the 49ers.
I don't know what it is. I just don't see it happening.
When the stars align,
really?
No pun intended, then you take the Niners.
But I think Alex might like me taking the 49ers because he's hoping the 3 for 3 jinx is real.
The 3 for 3 jinx might be real. Brock Purdy Looked great. And again, there's a little Jalen Hurts like, hey, Kyle Shanahan doesn't put him in places where he can mess up. But it's funny.
He's not Jalen Hurts.
Because Brock Purdy, no, he's not. And he's outplayed him. He's outplayed him since he came up. Yeah, he has.
He has.
Check the stats. He's outplayed him.
Since he came up, he has outplayed him.
Yes.
Also, Jalen Hurts has been hurt. So I'm not going to argue it too much because it's a fact. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. So for anybody out there, he really did outplay him.
I want all the smoke. Go ahead.
He really did outplay him.
Talked about Twitter, TikTok.
Who would I rather take? I would still rather take Jalen Hurts, but I see the point.
I'll take Mr. Relevant.
I still haven't seen him. He has yet to have a situation where he needed to produce in a situation where it was unlikely for it to happen. What I mean, like, he hasn't played with the chips against him. He has played with leads.
He's helping get those leads though. This is the
listen. I'm not arguing against that. I'm just saying he hasn't been there yet. Patrick Mahomes, everybody has to go through.
So he hasn't had to deal with adversity.
Yes, he hasn't had like the chips down. We're down by 6, 56 seconds left. I need you to make plays. I need you to be more than yourself. And they've only asked him to play within himself. So, and I know he's not a game managing type quarterback. He likes throwing the ball around the field. He takes chances.
Yes.
I am not saying he's that dude, but what I'm saying is that's all nice and dandy when you're up by 25, and that seems to be every single game they played in.
I like the press conference when they're asking Kyle Shanahan about that question. They're like, "Hey, you really have set him up," and Kyle's like, "Wait a second. He's like, sometimes I want to reel him in. Like, he's trying to push the ball downfield, and I'm going." Brock,
we're up, dude.
Yeah, the wide receiver is just right there. Just throw it to him.
We didn't trade the world for McCaffrey for you to push the ball up the field.
Brock's like, no, I got this. I got this. All right.
Like, he's the really aggressive 4-year-old.
I think yes, he is. He is. He's completely like, Coach, I'm guarding everybody. Yeah, like, everybody ISO.
It's rec league 5-year-old basketball right now.
I got this. I'm gonna tackle somebody.
There's that one kid on every team.
It's always that one kid.
Yeah.
San Francisco offense versus this Dallas defense. I think they're what Alex said. They were top 5 scoring defense. It's
top 5 scoring, top 5 against points, top 5
offense, top 5
passes deflected, top 5 sacks, top 5 this, top 5 that, top 5 scoring touchdown, top 5 running touchdown, top 5 throwing touchdown,
Twitter
top 5
followers,
receiving touchdown,
top 5 jersey sales for
top 5 turnover margin, top 5 this, top 5 that.
Welcome to the Top 5 podcast featuring.
But I'm telling you,
and me.
I keep saying it. San Francisco plays different in San Francisco.
Yes, they do. And
if they win, I'm taking Philly, but because they're not in San Francisco.
Okay.
But my point is San Francisco plays different in San Francisco. They play that home field advantage is real and it's true. And I think Philly is scary.
Is Dak going to have a good game? I mean, was last week in Tampa Bay, was that, listen, there are rules and exceptions. Everybody looks at an exception, go, hey, this guy did this one time. See, I told you. I told you guys that he was the man, and you go, yeah, look at the previous 9 games, buddy. What are you talking about? So who's the real Dak? Is it last game or is it who he normally is?
Are we quick to write off quarterbacks too early nowadays? Did you know Peyton Manning didn't win a Super Bowl till his 8th year?
Yes, I did.
Dak's still in his 7th.
True.
We're still. I don't know what it is lately about what we have going on and like
Patrick Mahomes effect.
Year 3
right?
quarterback. 95% of quarterbacks in before 2000 didn't even start till their 3rd or 4th year.
True.
Now in 3rd or 4th year, we're talking about practice squad.
Yeah, Tom Brady coming in early and winning. Patrick Mahomes coming in early and winning.
I don't understand why. I don't know. But honestly, what is a good game now? Because the levels are different. You look at Dak as a complete veteran now. I know I just said that, but the point is that's the way we look at him. So in his 7th year, if he throws 3 touchdowns, I would say 4 touchdowns and interceptions a good game.
I think it's a great
99% of quarterbacks.
It's a great game, yeah.
But if he loses, it's a horrible game because that one pick will be the difference, and everybody will go, "Look at that!"
Yeah.
No matter what happens, I think I don't know the guy, and I never will. Don't really care to. Not saying I hate the guy. I'm just saying it's not one of like my really bucket list dinner type thing. It's Dak Prescott.
Okay.
I think that he is in an unfair position no matter what happens unless they win. If they lose, he's whatever. And if they win, everybody's going to say it's luck. That's just how the Cowboys are. You got to, as Cowboys fans, which I cannot stand, they live in an unusual situation, an unusual life. It's not like any other team. If they win, it's luck. If they lose, that's who they really are. But the fans kind of bring it on themselves in a way.
Yes.
And the players kind of bring it on themselves with their attitude sometimes too. So it just is what it is. So I don't know. Like, honestly, a W no matter what is a good game for him.
Yeah.
Because if he has 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown, but that 1 touchdown wins the game, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah,
it was a tough fought game. They went down. It was gritty. It was on grass.
Well, that was Trevor Lawrence, right? Like Trevor Lawrence, 4 interceptions in the first half, and everybody was, he's terrible. How dare they did it? Four touchdowns in the second half. Oh, he's amazing.
As the Podfather said, he's back on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, but
like, really, dude.
I said,
really,
and I, he gave me flack because I said, if you flip the halves, you're not talking about this right now. He goes, man, but you can say that about anything. I said, no, this is what I'm talking about. You have the same energy both ways, right?
Yeah.
So let's get some predictions. So
all right.
I don't know if you're saving yours for your power rankings, but I'm gonna say
we'll go with it. We can.
I'm gonna say Buffalo wins because I'm hopeful. I am ever hopeful. I think it's going to be a close one. I think the weather is going to impact everyone.
I remember the years, and I don't miss them, when you were like, Buffalo's going to lose every game just so you don't get disappointed. And Josh Allen has transformed the thinking of this young man right here into like, we need to win.
I'm picking against them in every office pool and everything because it's win-win. If they lose, I won the office pool. If they win, okay, whatever. I can take
hedge and bets is a real life thing.
Listen, Hedge Mick gotta win is the nickname.
Hedge funds are great unless Bernie Madoff's in charge.
Jeez. So who do you got?
I got Buffalo.
Okay.
I think Buffalo's going to win. I think being at home is a huge thing. I think it just is. And the playoffs it's cold up there.
Yes.
And we have a night game, right?
No, we have 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. It's going to be snowy. It's going to be rain, snow.
That doesn't seem
bad weather.
for Cincinnati's loaded though, but
yeah.
Buffalo, if you're going to if it's going to be snowy and crazy, I'll take Josh Allen's crazy over Joe Burrow's crazy.
I'm just worried.
That's where I think it's going to come down to Josh Allen.
I'm worried about Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine running the ball because if they can run the ball well, that opens up stuff for the pass game.
Yeah, but I think that the ability to run and pass is what's going to give it to.
Yeah.
Literally, I think it's literally Josh Allen. If the snow eliminates what Diggs does well. Diggs will still play his heart on the field, but for me, his ability to route run and his crispiness and his stuff like that, it kind of hurts that. But Diggs is all heart, and I do think that his all heart does make a difference. But my point is, it's Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen versus the Bengals today.
Yeah,
and and I don't think he'd won it any other way.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just who he is.
He's that dude.
He's a shotgun.
He is that dude. What about Cowboys, San Francisco?
I got to take. Part of me wants to take the Cowboys so that if it loses, I can just laugh.
You must.
But the integral view of the show makes me I have to take San Fran. San Fran's a better team.
Yeah, we're 2 for 2.
Yeah.
And we would have been 2 for 3 if the Podfather had been here.
What, you crazy? No way.
I think what we're going to see is, and I love this, they win big last week, and it's, this is the team in your face, everybody. Told y'all that we were going to do this, and then this week they just completely get
This could be the worst case scenario for the Cowboys.
Just lose terribly.
This could be the worst
all
case.
The Cowboys fans come and go,
he beat a sub-500 team.
McCarthy, you got to get out of here. Where's Sean Payton?
And now they don't get Sean Payton because Jerry Jones has got this weird thing about, I'll just keep the guys. He won a playoff game.
Yeah.
That's legendary in Dallas.
He kept Jason the Clapper Garrett 2 years too long.
How mighty are the Cowboys when we win a playoff game and now you get a contract extension? We're here. Cowboys are supposed to be winning Super Bowls, and we're talking about, we won a playoff game.
That's wild.
I think about it, though, because the Cowboys fans are ruthless, they're endless, and they're ever just coming out of everywhere. And I laugh because I sit back and I think, you want a playoff game.
Yep.
So is Trevor Lawrence.
So is Tim Tebow.
For real.
Tim Tebow won a playoff game. Like, calm down.
You
Calm
won as many
down.
playoff games, I think, in 10 years or in 7 years as Jalen Hurts.
So
He won one like 18 hours ago.
Yes.
like it's not even that big of a deal to win a playoff game anymore. Like, but yet Dallas has just got to win a playoff game and everything's okay.
Act like you've been there, Cowboys fans.
No,
Act
I
like
mean,
you've been there because
seriously.
you have. You
When?
have been there. They have been there at the pinnacle of my lifetime, and now it's like they have the memory of a 10-year-old apparently.
Every year that goes by, more percentage points of Cowboys fans that living have never seen a Super Bowl. Like, that's all I'm saying. It's growing fast right now.
There's some sad tweens out there.
It's been 20-something years now, guys.
Yeah,
It's been 20 years. I don't want to hear it all the time. Let's just I appreciate like the Bengals fans.
yeah. I think
They're annoying, but they're not that bad.
player of the game. I think Nick Bosa. I think Nick Bosa comes up big this game. I think Dak is susceptible to getting sacked. I think we're going to see a strip sack, fumble recovery, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling it. So that leads us to power rankings.
The power rankings this week.
Okay, so who you got?
So we had the unusual situation of taping that because of coaching and different things this week that I've got to watch 2 games, so I have a little bit of advantage.
Okay.
I'm going to take full advantage. And number 8, you are number 8 because
Well,
the New York Giants are
Jersey.
the Jersey Giants.
Jersey Giants.
They played like they were in jeans.
You ski in your jeans. You wear temporary tattoos.
But it could be a benefit for them.
You use body soap as shampoo.
We don't have gone fishing. We'll have to come up with our own official 3
We
for 3
will.
what it is. But good year for Saquon. Great year. Great comeback. Should be comeback player of the year in my opinion.
Contract. He's going to the bank.
Yeah, and he deserves it too because he played his heart out. Even in that game, he was effective. It just they didn't give him the ball enough.
Yeah.
They should have started that earlier to somewhat try to stop it. But that's just we're not NFL coaches.
Yep. Not yet.
Not yet. Number 7. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I just had the pleasure of seeing games, so I can't rank you higher.
He's going to put the Cowboys.
No, not putting the Cowboys.
Jacksonville Adams.
Jacksonville Jaguars at number 7. Jacksonville had a great season, a great
Yes.
run. They got
What a
hot
comeback.
at a great time. They got hot exactly when they needed to get hot.
Yep.
Trevor Lawrence has came to look like the number 1 pick that everybody thought he should be. They're only getting better. They're getting Calvin Ridley
They
next
were a
year.
3-win team last year.
Yeah, and they look like they were going to match that like
First
halfway
pick in
through
the
the
draft.
season.
Didn't they have the first pick in the draft last year?
Yeah,
I mean,
and Travis
it's-
was hurt for the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season too,
Yeah.
and hurt all last season.
Yep.
So him coming back, Lawrence together, they look like they got some stuff. Ridley's coming. They're going to have more draft. They got draft picks. They got free agent money. They got a lot of stuff going their way.
Bright future.
They do. So it's a great 7th. Number 6.
This is where you have to start picking. Maybe.
I know this.
Maybe
is
you could put a team that won to say, hey, no, we
No,
don't know.
I can't do that just because the fact that the teams that won, they won, so they're there.
Gotcha.
I got to hedge my bets. We're using that word a lot.
Hedge.
So at number 6, I got to take one of the losers. Gosh, man, this is a horribly tough position right now.
So are you going?
I got to go Dallas.
Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
I was waiting.
Where's Alex at?
Oh.
Where are you at, bro? I am so sorry. I am not sorry. Bruh.
So you're telling me the Cowboys are going to lose? You know what? I'm going to keep you to that, and I hope next week you come with that same energy.
You know what? You know what I think of your take? Garbage. That's what I think. I'm not hitting no buttons. It's just real life here. I'm sorry.
Bruh.
It's just the worst of who I think's going to lose today is what's
Okay.
happening.
Yep.
And I can't put the other teams because I know they're going to win. It's an automatic in front of them.
Okay.
Now, with that saying, the number 5 team is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals
Okay. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it just has to go in tune with where they're going. And if I'm going to say who's the better of the 2 franchises, who has a brighter future, who has the better
Cincinnati or
weapons,
Dallas?
it's definitely Cincinnati. So if I even look going forward, it's going to be Cincinnati.
Podfather can't argue with you. You
No,
know
he
why?
can't
Because
take-
he has Joe Burrow's second best quarterback.
number 2, bro.
He's second best.
2.
Second best quarterback.
So hopefully this will change his mind, and maybe I'll feel like the integrity of the show. Maybe I can put Dallas at 5
Yeah.
because that's the best option this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So from going there, now
This is hard.
it is what it is. But number 4,
Okay.
I have to take I have to do it.
I know. Go ahead. Go ahead. Rip off the Band-Aid. It's all right. I'm a big guy. I got broad shoulders. I can take it.
No, I can't do that. It's the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, wow.
I have to do the San Francisco 49ers.
Big swerve. Okay.
No, because I don't think that Dallas is that far off, but because of the positions and what I think's happening, there's no way I can put them below Philly right now. Not for what just happened yesterday.
And you can't. You have
Kansas City won.
KC won. Okay.
I have an outrageous claim about Patty Mahomes winning it all.
True.
Is that affecting some of my stuff?
Maybe.
Of course it is.
GOAT status.
Of course it is. He played on one leg last night and destroyed the team still.
Okay.
I mean, how many interceptions did he have on one leg?
Yeah.
He had one less interception than Daniel Jones had on two.
That's true.
So that's all I'm going to say right now.
Checking the stats. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
So it is what it is. So for there, I have the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
Now from here is where
a Bills team who has not played versus the winning KC and winning Philly.
I know it's really struck. This is why I got to put this because I don't believe they're there and I don't think they should drop. But after the dominating game Philly does, there's no way I can put them below.
Okay.
And there's no but here's my one thing I'm going to say. How bad did Patrick Mahomes hurt his leg?
Okay, yeah. High ankle sprain. It's tough to deal with.
It is. He was hobbled. He's not beating another team like that. I don't think he can. I don't think. And before that, I have to put the Kansas City Chiefs at number 3.
Oh, wow.
They dropped from 1 to 3, and the only reason is I don't trust that ankle.
Okay.
His ankle is going through withdrawals this morning for the amount of drugs that was injected into him at halftime. It's shaking, it's sweating.
His ankle's going through withdrawal. His ankle signed up for meetings next week.
His second small toe is hallucinating.
It's calling a sponsor.
It's like there's all kinds of things going on.
Okay.
The piggy's going to the bank. One piggy's going to the store. The other piggy's watching
all those
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and don't know what's going on.
All those piggies are going to the training room all week, guaranteed.
Yeah. All week, every day, all day.
T.O., fire up the hyperbaric chamber, baby.
Agatha is doing something to that angle this week. That's all I know.
Okay. Next. So number 2.
Next, number 2. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
And the main reason is they haven't played, but they're gonna when they beat Cincinnati at home, they will get to play in a neutral site for the next game.
Yep.
Against Agatha's heavily induced ankle, Patty Mahomes, and I believe we're going to have ramifications from that. That high ankle sprain ain't going away.
Okay.
It's not. The way it was landed on,
no.
I'm not going to say it was malicious. Could it have been? That's why I said, and I got to take Josh Allen. I think they're going to curve the nerves. They're going to play a tough game. And Josh Allen's got this amazing thing that every time he wins, it just feels like he gets an inch taller.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, he's got a lot of wins.
Yeah, he does.
And he's just getting taller.
He's a big dude.
And taller.
He's a big dude.
And taller. And with that, with the unbelievable stomping of the Giants, and the fact that I don't think San Francisco has a chance if they beat, or Dallas for that fact, if they go to Philly, I think Philly goes to the Super Bowl. And then you have Philly versus Buffalo.
We predicted 2 home fields. We talked about it.
Yes. And I think my pick was actually San Fran versus Buffalo originally. So this would be going against my original pick.
This is.
So for that reason, I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1 because Jalen Hurts I don't think he will even have to prove himself, even next week. And that's why I just can't go away from it. I'm going to pick him number 1. He wasn't number 1 because I questioned him and his ability to be healthy. And now he is absolutely healthy. And that's where it goes. Any takes? Buffalo too high?
I honestly,
being a Buffalo fan.
Yeah, being a Buffalo fan, I would have put Buffalo 4. I
wanted to.
Just because they looked, they did not look great against Miami. I think a lot of that was, and I am so sick. All right, fine. Call me a Buffalo homer. Call me a Josh Allen apologist. Great. The 2 interceptions, the deep ball to John Brown was a busted route. If John Brown stays on his post route instead of going to the corner, he catches that ball in that 6. Cole Beasley, old man Beasley, former Cowboy. I'm gonna blame the Cowboy side of him for doing this.
It's okay.
Hits him in the chest. It hit you in the chest, dude. Catch the ball. Hits him in the chest, intercepted. The fumble was on him. I get it, but listen, I think they figure things out. Again, it's There's a lot of nerves.
You're saying they'll figure it out, but you wanted them worse on the power rankings.
Yes, I would have had them fourth, just based on how they played against Miami. You know, and who knows, the Miami Bills game, the Eagles Giants game last night, the Ravens Bengals game, all those divisional. It's hard to play a team 3 times. Yeah. So
and you got in the rankings were heavily weighed against the fact that I've already watched 2 games.
Yes, true.
So
true. I wouldn't have had the Eagles that high. I'd have had San Francisco.
Well, after that type of win, and then it was like another bye week. Jalen Hurts did nothing to hurt his arm.
True.
Did he even get tackled?
That's true.
I think he got tackled a couple times. So it's another week on his arm.
Slid a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's wow. You know, for me, he showed up, and I'll tell you what, they are some of the best blocking wide receivers.
Yeah. Well,
they are legit sold out.
That's AJ Brown. Yeah. He's you're gonna block. And you know what? Devontae Smith, for as small as he's wiry, right?
Yeah.
He's strong too.
He's such a good compliment.
He's
such a good wide receiver.
He is. Now, those were, again, Coach's power rankings. So way to go, buddy. Let us know what you agree with, disagree with. Alex is going to be lighting you up once he hears this. I cannot wait for that.
Especially because this will be airing on Monday.
He might fight you.
He's going to be in North Carolina, North Kakalaki. And if Dallas wins, my whole ranking system is going to be trash.
It's okay.
Trash.
That's what we do. Listen.
But it's fun.
It's a crystal ball.
It is.
Okay? Sometimes you get the predictions wrong. Sometimes you get them right.
No, I don't really get them wrong.
This coach has turned into weatherman right now. So, speaking of fights.
Yeah.
Did you see the Shannon Sharpe?
Was it real?
Tussle?
That's the first thing I said. Was it real?
I think
part of me was because Shannon Sharpe looked pissed.
I think it was real.
Shannon Sharpe has had enough crap going on with him the last couple of weeks. He takes so much steroids. You're not Nat. You're not Natty. Don't.
Natty.
He's not natural.
Not Natty.
He is 65 years old, and he's built like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. He's
got bigger than 24-inch pythons, brother.
He's listen. Okay, for everybody who hasn't seen it, Google it, do whatever. Go to YouTube. You know, after you subscribe,
who started it?
Notify.
Because
Dylan Brooks.
Did he?
I think Dylan Brooks. Listen, Dylan Brooks came up to him, said something. Sit the f down.
I think it was somebody else.
No, I think it was Dylan Brooks.
No, I think it was.
You think it was Ja
Morant?
You think it was
in typical Ja Morant talking trash as he's walking to the locker room with 30 people in between him? He said something. Dylan Brooks, who I think they already started jarring back and forth beforehand, I think then escalated, then
bleep,
and then T Morant jumped into it, which is Ja's dad. Which, listen, Steven Adams came there, and I was like, oh, Shannon's huge. Oh, Steven Adams is bigger. But then I still said, I don't think that Steven Adams still wants any part of Shannon. I truly believe in my heart Steven Adams is not scared of anything. Partly because he looks like he has.
No.
I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm saying he's not smart. He looks like he has about 4 brain cells. He looks like I'm big, I get rebounds, and that's what he does.
Steven Adams, again, listen, I don't mess with those dudes from down under. Australia, New Zealand, you know, all those. No.
From Yugoslavia.
If you can do the haka dance, I'm not messing with you at all. I just think this is what Dylan Brooks does. Dylan Brooks this is his role. His role is I'm going to bug people. I'm going to. And first of all, if an NBA player tells you, "Hey, shut the beep beep," and you come back and say, "Shut the beep beep," like the NBA player looks at you like, "How dare you say that to me?"
Seriously,
you're watching me like, "Whoa, I paid money for these seats, or I was given these seats."
If they're not saying anything too derogatory or whatever, get over it.
Just shut up, Dylan. I mean,
but honestly,
Dylan's irritated because he's in trade
the interview
rumors.
at halftime.
That's what I did.
The Shannon Sharpe interview.
I did.
Ja said something. He didn't want it.
He didn't want any of the smoke.
Dylan said something. He didn't want any of the
smoke.
Then T said something. He definitely didn't want it. He goes, and guess what? There's a dude that wanted all of it. You know, if they want it, they know where to get it. Good for T Morant though and Shannon Sharpe for making up in the third quarter.
Yeah,
it was what needed to happen. It was a good moment.
They hugged it out.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it was a life insurance policy. There's no part of T Morant doesn't want no part of Shannon Sharpe.
All right, I'll say this: I would want all the smoke with Shannon because I think they're fake muscles. I think
No.
Shannon. I do. I think Shannon. Shannon's
Sharpe.
a fake tough guy.
I don't.
I think he's a fake tough guy.
Second greatest
I think,
tight end in history.
I think this is pent up frustration because he knows that Skip owns him every day, and Skip's an idiot too. I think this is, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my crush knit sweater. And I'm gonna look strong. I'm gonna get in beef with people. So now my street cred, whatever. I will take all the smoke from Shannon. Shannon can go on somewhere.
If it was fake, kudos to the person who came up with it.
I don't think it was fake. I think it was genuine anger. I think this is like, all right. So boys, listen, you break up with your girlfriend, or you get in a argument with your girlfriend, and then you go to like your roommate, and you're like, dude, did you eat the last slice of pizza? Dude, whatever, and you start. I mean, you're completely taking it out on the wrong person. I think that's what it is. I think Shannon knows I can't take it out on Skip because he can out debate me. He'll yell at me. He'll talk about Tom Brady's Super Bowls. He'll get personal, and I can't kill him. So I'm going to act all tough and stuff like that with these guys.
Knowing a little bit about his history, though,
I
want to say his roots would show, and that where he grew up, that he has a certain cloth that he is ripped from. But at the same time, money changes you, and he's had money for a very long time.
I would want all the smoke if I was
physically, honestly, if you were standing in front of him, I would cower into a ball.
I would look at him and tell him the same thing Dylan Brooks said, and I would go ahead.
But Dylan Brooks looks so sad. Listen, Dylan Brooks, I am not your PR person. I'm not your fashion advisor. But if you're going to act tough, please don't tuck in your wife beater on, your black wife beater inside your jeans.
Your tank top.
Put a coat on.
It's a nice blouse you're wearing.
Get some layers, buddy. You're an NBA player. He's an NFL, a former NFL athlete that just hits big weights all the time. He looks
that's all he
intimidating.
hits, though.
You
I don't
look
think he's
like a skinny. You know what he looked like? Have you ever seen the commercial with Aquaman?
Yes.
Where he takes off like his fake muscles, it looks
Yeah.
like. He looked like, so Brock Lesnar famously wear a pair of jeans and a black tank top. He looks like Brock Lesnar took all his fake stuff off. And like, he's a skinny NBA player. And NBA players are traditionally not that big unless you're LeBron James.
Man. I'm just a gamer.
And that's okay. That's what the NBA, that's what you need to be a 6'5" athlete that can run like a gazelle and jump over human beings. That's what you need to be.
Unless you're Giannis.
Unless you're Giannis, unless you're LeBron, unless you're Shaq.
Young Dwight Howard.
Shout out to next week, Sports Court.
Sports Court. Getting our takes ready.
Listen,
Giannis versus Shaq. You really think
it's going to be better. It's going to be better than what the sediment. So I have to fight the same thing that LeBron James fights, except for I have more stats to back me up. Stats. I have opinions. I have abilities. That's going to help me out.
Abilities, talents.
Yeah.
Podfather. He is
adamant.
He's building a portfolio. He has the law firm of LaFada and Coach LaFada working for him. So
it is I have a whole slew of people working.
Bring your arguments, man.
And I'm fighting an uphill battle. It seems like, but I don't think so. The sediment is always Shaq's a fan favorite.
Just like you keep saying sediment, like the ground.
Yeah,
the ground. Granted,
that's what I do.
The sediment is there.
The situation, the structure for which the sediment is built upon, is that Shaq is a fan favorite, and I gotta fight people's nostalgia with this. But the nostalgia has cracks in it when you start really looking at it.
I mean, we'll see. You better come with arguments. It's an uphill battle. So again, just to wrap, I think Dylan Brooks is irritated because he's in trade rumors, and
he shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be in trade rumors?
No.
I think that's the one spot they can get better at.
I think they run at it like this. I think they should run this back just like it is. And if it doesn't work, then you should be traded.
Yeah. I think he's an expiring.
I don't even know how they really improve. I mean, they've done great this year. They're not doing bad at all.
I think it's an expiring contract. I think they go, do we really want to pay him? If we can send him out, maybe send Zaire Williams out and get a piece like Bradley Beal or something like that, get DeMar DeRozan. I think that's a better more. I think that's a better. Well, yeah, I know, but I think they have the assets. So I think they have both the assets to get it and to say, you know what, we're really good at picking players. Memphis is legitimately good at picking players. So they can say the small forward position is the one position we can improve. They have a great point guard. They have a great shooting guard in Bane. They have a great power forward and center.
I think they get better, but it's marginally not. They don't think they swing for the fences.
I think you have to.
I don't think Memphis.
West.
I don't know. I don't think Memphis can swing for the fences because what type of company they are. If Dylan Brooks wants to re-sign, you almost have to re-sign him.
Well, you can't lose the asset.
Pieces. No, not even lose. You can't lose. Like if somebody wants to re-sign with you, you re-sign because you can't afford to anything to go away. So,
I do have a couple questions for you, Coach.
all right.
Now, we heard rumors of another small forward shooting guard on the move, maybe Eric Gordon,
Yep.
right, to Milwaukee.
4 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, that's I mean, considering
nothing.
years before it was like, hey, protected first and unprotected first for Gordon. You know, he's going to be great, and now you go peanuts.
4 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's not a lot.
But even at that though, it's a lot of seconds. But it's a lot like
They were talking. They were protected seconds too. It's like, hey, protected from pick 31 to 54. So you go, okay. So my question is, he's going to be gone, right? He doesn't fit Houston.
It's like the New York Knicks first round picks.
It's
It's a whole bunch of nothing.
That's just not a whole lot of anything.
No.
So he's gone, right? He's gone. I do have some other names. So I want to play a little game called Stay or Gone.
All right.
Okay? Pretty simple.
All right.
Are they going to end up staying on their current team or are they gone?
Preface to my questions, just so I don't let people down. Like 90% of all trade rumors they stay.
Yeah, that's okay. But
90+%.
So we're going to gradually get a little bit harder.
Okay.
So the first one's Bojan Bogdanovic, Detroit. Is he staying in Detroit, or do you think he gets traded?
Man, you said progressively.
Yeah, I think this is an easy one.
I don't know.
Okay.
He's got to go. If it's me, he's gone.
I don't think he fits what they're doing.
Yeah, but he's a great piece, and I don't know if this is the right time for them to trade pieces.
Okay, so gone. I think gone too.
Yeah.
I think that's the right answer. I think that's the parachute for the Lakers. I think, hey, worst case scenario, we'll trade our future first and go get Bogdanovic. Gordon Hayward.
I'm going to say right now, if he's the Lakers, I'm not trading him first.
Oh, okay. Really?
If he goes to the Lakers, it won't be for a first-round pick. If it goes to the Lakers, there'll be a last-minute move, and they're like, well, let's just get up off the salary and everything. They'll take like 2 second-round picks or something like that and like some players.
Okay. Well, we'll see who's right. Maybe neither of us. Gordon Hayward.
He's got to go. He's got to go, right? No, he stays. Michael Jordan runs the franchise. He's
gonna
every year Michael Jordan sucks as a franchise owner. I think less and less of him as an NBA player.
Maybe he goes back to Utah. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's nostalgia. His fellow teammate Terry Rozier, coach. Does he stay?
He's got to go.
You think he
He's
goes as well?
So Hayward stays. Rozier goes. It can benefit a team. He's got that Jordan Clarkson ability to be able to be a spark plug off the bench. Needed plus-minus guy on the second team.
Yeah. Being a Celtics fan, as long as he's not closing games for you, going 0 for 15 from the field, 0 for 12 from 3, and trying to guard Giannis, we're good.
He's got a good free throw percentage, though. He's got a decent shot percentage.
He has never met a shot at the end of the game he's scared to take.
No. And that's
to his detriment.
That's the thing.
Laker target?
No.
You think you don't think he's a Laker target?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he benefits the 3-point percentage enough for them to what do you think his going rate is? A second round pick? Everything's available for a second round pick. Lakers will trade a second round pick. I am okay for every second round pick unless it's a superstar.
I think it'd have to be like
or a big star.
Hayward and Rozier for Russ and a first.
Hayward and Rozier for Russ and a first?
Yeah, I think that would be the trade.
That could benefit. I don't know though.
I think it's a reset.
How much better is Hayward and Rozier than Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves?
I think if you're adding Hayward, you're going, hey, we want more depth because somebody else is going to get injured. That maybe lets you.
Because Hayward's field goal percentage has gone down. His 3-point percentage has gone down.
Yeah, he's a
about the same.
shell of a player.
So I'm like, what are we getting? Like, I'm getting a bench player for a lot of money. I don't know if that makes sense, especially considering him taking on his contract for next year too.
Hurts.
So what are we doing? Like, I don't understand if it makes sense.
Next guy. Now they rumored that he's not in trade rumors, but I have Kyle Lowry. Stay or gone, Coach?
He stays. Miami's going to right the ship.
Okay.
That should be the hot take of the segment.
Miami rights the ship.
Miami's going to right the ship.
They seem to do this every year, right?
Yeah,
Horrible December, horrible January, great.
I remember when they played with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and they won 17 games in a row around this time of year.
That's true.
And next thing you know, they went from to.
Okay. So Coach says stay. I think stay too. Yeah, I think you're right.
He would have been traded already if he was going to go.
Next guy, used to play with Kyle Lowry. Fred VanVleet turned down an extension. What do you think? Stay or go?
I've read a report that he's open to staying. He's not going nowhere. They signed him. Who would trade for him? Who would want him?
Why?
He gets paid a lot of money. Again, what it is about unrestricted free agents get paid a lot of money that aren't being played after they get he's being played, but he's not playing bad. I don't like their team is just not. It's not. They don't have a star.
Yes,
and he's not getting you.
Well,
one.
I think they don't have a star yet. I think Scotty Barnes could be a star. I think that's why they would move him. I don't know, man. That Fred VanVleet to Philly to something like that could be.
But he's not getting you a star, and getting rid of him isn't getting you a star. Right. I don't think Scotty Barnes is the guy, though. I think Scotty Barnes might be a great number 2.
Really?
I don't think he's number 1. No.
I think he could be the guy.
If he was the number 1, he'd already shown that.
I don't think so. It's his second year.
I think he would have shown flashes. I think he's got a good percentage. I know he's in Toronto, but Chris Bosh was in Toronto, and Chris Bosh was not a number 1.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, you can see these players. Scotty Barnes is the prototypical stat stuffing. Not stat stuff. Stat stuffing is so derogatory, and I don't mean it to be derogatory. I mean, he takes advantage of the situation he's given, and he's a pretty.
I think he's playing out of position. I think he's a 6'9" point guard. I think that's when he does his best work. And I think when you have Fred VanVleet there, it's hard for him to really show his stuff. You got an undersized point guard who's now kind of assuming a shooting guard role. I think Fred VanVleet now, again, we keep going back to this team because they could use point guard help. I think Fred VanVleet would be amazing on the Lakers. He can play point, he can shoot a bit, and he's been a playoff performer. And that's what you're telling me.
The one thing I do like about Fred VanVleet is that's the one thing that the Lakers don't have.
Yes.
And that is the ability to have 2 depths of shooting, or scoring, not shooting. One is at the 3-point line and one is at the rim. Mm-hmm. It seems like they either have at the 3-point line for some of the guys, or they have at the rim for everybody else.
They don't have enough 3-point line shooting.
They don't. And the point is that the players seem to sag off or just play tough. And because of that, they can't, that's the problem.
Yeah.
They need more 2 levels of scoring players. If you're going for just office, you need 2 levels of scoring.
Okay. So his teammate's the next guy, OG Anunoby.
He's not going anywhere.
Okay, so
I'm not giving him up for nothing.
Okay.
I think he's not as good as Scotty Barnes, but he's integral to being a great. I think they are, again, Scotty Barnes, OG, and one, they got Siakam. I love Siakam. Siakam's got eerily great numbers to phenomenal, great players in the NBA right now. They are missing that guy. They are missing the guy. They are a whole bunch of bees waiting for the guy to lead them there. If they can figure that out, wow.
Okay, so they're missing Kawhi.
They're missing Kawhi. Kawhi's there, and they might.
Who knows? Maybe he goes back.
Well, if Kawhi's there, he's not playing anyway, so I don't know.
That'd be an interesting trade. Fred VanVleet and OG lately, for Kawhi. Clippers would never do it. But.
Ever since I announced that if he won another one, he'd be the GOAT. He's been playing like he heard me.
You heard it here.
You're welcome, Kawhi.
Coach predicted it. Coach predicted it again.
Kawhi is that guy when he's healthy, and I hate him for it.
Now we have a former Raptor, DeMar DeRozan. Stay or go.
What is going on with Chicago? I knew Chicago was fraudulent. I knew they were last year. I called it last year.
They played well lately, though.
Who cares? They're the regular season darlings.
Okay, yeah.
Their head coach is a regular season darling.
Yes.
That's what he does.
Billy Donovan does do this.
And it's 2 different games. Every sport has 2 different games. You have a regular season and you have an off season, or you have a postseason.
Yep.
And the postseason game is different. This team is built for regular season, and they don't have the guys. They have a whole bunch of really good scoring options that doesn't amount to nothing.
It's the Oakland A's baseball or Minnesota Twins baseball.
You just can't put a team together.
It's just
it doesn't work like that. He's got to go, but he ain't going nowhere because they're going to overvalue him.
Yep.
Because right now, DeMar DeRozan his value is going back down. Why? Because they're not a number 1, 2, or 3 seed, and they're not going to be. They're lucky to be the 6th seed right now.
Yeah, that's the piece I would like to see on Memphis. I would like to see them exchange Dillon Brooks for DeMar DeRozan.
Which that would make sense for them.
I would trust DeMar DeRozan more in a playoff than I would Dillon Brooks, and I trust DeMar to defend. Grizzlies need a little bit more defense. And I mean, Demar's
a high free throw percentage, high field goal percentage, high.
Does not take shots that he knows. Hey, that's not me. Like, you're not going to see DeMar jacking up threes, just going, whatever, man, YOLO.
He's got a ton of playoff losses, but he has a ton of experience.
That's true. The last guy, and this is the absolute last player, Trae Young.
Oh, he stays. There's no way.
Would you trade him? I would trade him. I think Trae Young is a... Alex always talks about, hey, they're padding stats guys. He's a fake stats.
Everyone's tradable.
True.
When I'm a GM.
True. I think that's
what are you willing to give me?
That's
for
NBA. I think if you can go get, nobody's giving the Rudy Gobert package.
I can't. Rudy Gobert is.
But I think you can get 4 firsts for Trae.
4 firsts, and I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah, I think. Really, can you get some young pieces and 4
How
firsts?
many can I get for John Collins? 2.
I don't think. I think you can get 1. I think Collins proved like, hey, they overpaid. Herter was better.
Are you rebuilding just around
DeJounte? I think you got DeJounte, and I think you say, hey, this offseason we paid DeJounte. Who do you trust more as the leader of your team, DeJounte or Trae? I think my opinion is I think DeJounte is more of a piece.
I think you can get more than 4 for Trae.
Maybe. New York.
You call New York.
New York, yeah.
He and I'm telling you, I think if he went to New York, he'd be a better player.
Yeah.
I think if he went to Dallas, he'd be a better player.
Yeah.
But New York is like I want to root for the Knicks so bad. I do. I want them to get a guy that I can just fall in love with. Zion, Trae. If they can pull Zion out of the hat, and just get him.
Star J isn't your guy? Star J Barrett? Come on, coach.
What is he now? He's the
Star J.
Scotty Barnes is better than him. It just is what it is.
Scotty Barnes is better than Star J.
Who has more trade value, OG Anunoby or RJ Barrett?
RJ.
Okay, then what are we talking about? I honestly think Trae Young and Zion would make New York psychotically awesome.
Yeah, Zion's never leaving New Orleans.
I don't know. I think he might.
He signed the extension. Where's he going to go?
Who doesn't sign the extension?
That's true.
Everybody signs the extension. Everybody signs the extension.
I demand a trade. You just signed with us last week. I don't care. Get me out of here.
Tired of my fancy cream poofs.
I think somebody goes ahead and pulls a Daryl Morey.
We'll give you 3 more beignets, Zion.
I'll stay.
Yeah.
I'll stay. We got you some new shoes.
Yeah, come on, buddy. Trae Young to New York. Yeah, beignets.
Mm-hmm.
Trae Young to New York is what I would like to see. He's not going nowhere though. That's too much of a fantasy trade. That's the trade that I'd want. It's the trade that always needs to happen never happens. The trade that looks perfect for everybody's eyes never ever comes about unless it's anything to the Cardinals. And that always seems to happen.
CJ McCollum was always that guy for 8 years, and then CJ McCollum gets traded, and hey, looks great
for nothing.
Yeah,
that's what the Lakers need.
they need a trade.
We're going to give nothing. Yeah, we'll take anybody.
Take your aging guy. That's fine.
We'll take Cam Reddish for a 3rd round pick.
Well, that's all we have. NBA news, power rankings. Again, we're looking forward to 2 NFL games today. Probably going to drop the episode Monday, Tuesday, something like
Monday.
That. Make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, checking out all of us
Help us out.
TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook,
Instagram,
on the gram,
Anchor,
Spotify,
all
all that.
All the stuff.
Again,